Hello, good day, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, here we are again with another video, and today I'm going to be working on something completely different. I've been tasked from one of my friends in Burton Car Club to change a rear wheel bearing. So let's go and have a look at what I'm going to be working on today in this video. You might have just seen a little bit of it, but here we go. So let's go out there and go and have a look. Can't get the gate open. It's going to be one of them days, isn't it? Here we go. No, it's not the black one. No, it's not Mrs. Wynne. That's a thought. I need to put that new mirror on. No, it's not Mrs. Wynne. No, it's not the Mighty White. Nor is it the Jag, although we do have to do some welding on the Jag at some point, so that'll be another video. But no, I have got this wonderful and kind of yellow transporter camper from belongs to our friends in Burton Car Club, Sally and Jason. Thanks for this. Not, but I says I'd help you out, and help you out I will. So here we've got a 1986 VW Transporter camper in this glorious shade of kind of banana thing, lemon, yellow, mustard. I don't know why, but I really like this. It looks quite fun. Yeah, that's really good. Right, so we've got, let me just get in here. Ouch, that was my head. Right, so we've got an MOT failure, mainly on the rear wheel bearing. There's a couple of things that they're going to sort out themselves, but the wheel bearing is one that I've been tasked to do. So I thought, why don't we make a video of it, something for the channel, something different. That's really cool. I really like this. Right, so let's shut this door a minute. So we got wheel bearing, rear wheel bearing on the near side. Yes, they are rear wheel drive as well. So let me get underneath and let's see what we got to do. Oh boy. Right, so obviously this wheel's got to come off and need to support it somewhere where it's not going to fall through the body. This I'm quite worried about. So first things first, I need to unbolt the drive shaft. And then apparently I've looked on a few videos at YouTube, and once the wheel's off and the hub nut's off, it's just a case of knocking the shaft through and pulling the bearings out from the hub. All good fun. This thing's got a tow bar on it as well. I'm actually surprised it could actually handle the weight of anything on its arse end, but there you go. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Right, so first things first, let's get this wheel off and get that hub nut loosened off and see where we go from there. Wish me luck. I think I'm going to need it. So with the wheel trim off, the split pin out the hub nut. How are you, Ian from Hub Nut? Hope you're watching this video. Learning something maybe. Anyway, all good. Right, so the split pin out and hub nut loosened off with 46mm socket, 3/4 drive, and my very big bar, and I'm now dirty already, look at that. Way. So that come off undone without any problem at all. I was a little bit worried about that, thinking that it might be FT and maybe seized, but no, it's come off all nice, well and good. So now I've got that undone. Let's just undo the wheel nuts, slacken them off, and then I'll get this thing jacked up and get it supported. All good fun. So that's the wheel off. That come off nice and easily. They are blocked up so she can't go anywhere. I've just got the jack under there, just underneath this trailing arm, just so I can move it up and down, basically when I need to unbolt that drive shaft. So if you look through here, there are a ring of bolts there. I can't get this to turn at the minute, but I will do. Right, so there's a ring of bolts there on the drive shaft, so this part of the drive shaft unbolts from the gearbox, and I do believe when I get round the other side into here, the drive shaft will unbolt from there as well. Hopefully now I've got all the tools I need to actually do this job, but first things first, I do need to unbolt that drive shaft. So obviously I've got my drum nice and loose, and this does just pull off nice and easy. So that's the handbrake off and the drum's pulled off. That moves nice and easy. So yeah, where do we go from there? It's look, give me a break, it's Saturday morning, it's early, I've not quite woken up yet because I've only had one coffee. So, and I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Oh, what fun. What fun indeed. Still, makes a change from working on those piles of shite, I suppose. So, not sure if you can see that, but there you can see the drive shaft nicely hanging down there and loose. There's just 6 bolts in it, and you need a 12, no, not that one, one of them, a 12-point Torx bit. Not used these for a few years, so there's just 6 bolts there. And what I've also done, I've just put a centre dot on the drive shaft and the shaft thing up there, just to make sure I get them both aligned, just in case. I mean, they've probably been off a million times in its lifetime, but just in case, I want to make sure I get everything back in the right place. So that's the drive shaft out and unbolted. Right, I needed to put the drum back on. Hang on, do excuse me. Needed to put the drum back on just to put, so I could put the park brake on and stop the from spinning, the drive shaft from spinning as I was trying to undo. So now this shaft is now able to be knocked through. Obviously I've put the nut back on just so I don't damage the threads, so I've got something to whack against, but it's already moved. It's not too tight on the bearing, which I'm quite pleased about. I was more worried about this shaft being seized on the bearings, just in case. Normally when the bearings start to go, they get hot and the races weld themselves to the shafts and whatnot, but so far so good. So all I'm left to do now is get this out, and then I can pull the bearings out and the seals. There are new seals in the kit, which I will show you shortly. So first things first, let's just get this shaft out, and then I can expose the bearings and we can have a look, see what's going on. So that's the drive shaft out the way. Doesn't look too bad. Obviously the grease is a little bit shitty, but doesn't look too bad. There's no scores on there, so hopefully the bearings races haven't been turning. So pull the inner race out, and then inside there is a spacer. So there's the bearing, there's a spacer there, and then another bearing. Wait for the train to get past. Cut! Noisy things. Right, so a spacer inside there, and then the bearing at the back there. Obviously both sides are held in there with an oil seal. Right, so I'll pull this oil seal out, pull this bearing cage out and the races, the spacer, and yeah, let's get it clean, all stripped down and cleaned up, so it shouldn't take too long. So if I just show you this before I go any further. So I've prized the seal out from the back. Now, not sure if I can zoom in, but I'll have a look. Oh yeah, I can. Look at that. Modern technology. You can see there that there is a circlip. So I need to remove that. Need to get inside that aperture there, which is quite deep, as you can see, and need to get in there and pull that circlip out before I can get that bearing out. So I'll do that now, and hopefully then all the bearings will come out. So obviously I'll need to knock that bearing out from the other side, and the front one out from, well, the front one, the outside one out from this side. So once that circlip is out the way, we can then get the old bearings out, put the new bearings in, new seals on, and put it all back together. So while I thought this was going to be a bit of an awkward job, so far I'm going to say so good. It is turning out rather well, so I'm quite pleased about that. Cool. Right, let's get that circlip out. And with the miracle of time, as you can see there, right, so that's the outer bearing with its inner race there. There is the spacer that goes between the two bearings, and there is the inner bearing. I am going to say that these bearings are not too bad, and given how easy the hub nut come undone, I'm going to guess and say that this failed the MOT simply because the bearings are just loose. But although these do turn easily, they are not really adjustable, simply because, a little bit like the Princess rear wheel bearings, there is a spacer. And very similar to what you'll notice as well when we did the videos on Agatha, where we replaced the bearings on that, those two had a spacer. So once you've tightened up against the spacer, you're not really benefiting anything by over tightening the nut. So yeah, there was a little bit of play, but I would suspect that these could have just been nipped up. But a new kit has been supplied, so I am going to fit them. There's no point me putting all this back together with old bearings. But I will get on to internet in a little bit, because I don't have a manual for one of these particular things. I will get on the internet and see what the torque settings are for that hub nut, because I've got a feeling it is going to be quite tight. And I didn't really struggle to get it undone, even though I did use my breaker bar with a 46mm socket on there. Basically that's the only thing I've got to undo anything with a 3/4 drive anyway, simply because on the stuff I work at, you know, at work, there's no point me carrying small stuff for such a big socket. So that's all I've got, but it did come off with some ease. So right, let's clean that hub up. Let's get some new bearings in there and some new grease, and let's get this thing put back together and see where we go from there. So there is a slight difference with the new bearings, especially on the inner one. These don't have a seal, so as you can see there, I've preloaded it up with grease already. There is an new oil seals in the kit anyway, so that will stop any of this coming out. So I'll put this rear bearing in first, I think, which looks how the way it goes together. Put the circlip on, put the new seal in, and then I will load up this hub before I put the spacer and the outer bearing back in. I will load that up with grease, because that looks like the only lubricant it's got. So once this starts to come out as it spins, hopefully it's a high melting point grease anyway, so it shouldn't go too far. But if there's plenty of grease in that hub there, with new oil seals, that should keep everything nicely lubricated up. So that was just a small difference. Yeah, some bearings come with a seal. The only trouble is you can't really get any grease into them. Once it starts to come out, they run dry and they break up. Once that seal starts to break down, the grease finds its way out. 9 times out of 10 this seal comes off anyway. Luckily these have survived, so they're not too bad. But like I said earlier, these don't look too bad and they don't feel too bad, so I'm guessing that they were just a little bit loose on that hub nut. But we will see later on, once I get on the internet and whatever. So this is nicely loaded up. I'm going to put this bearing in now and put the new circlip in, because it does come one in the kit, and put the new oil seal on, and that's the back end all done then. So with the miracle of time, as you can see there, that's all the bearings in and the oil seals all nicely fitted. I will give these brakes a little bit of squirt of brake cleaner before I put it back together, obviously. And there is the shaft all nicely cleaned up. There is a little bit of wear on there, but I don't think it's anything to worry about. So all good to go. So this is all ready to go back in. Right, I have been on the internet and looked at various camper van and VW websites and managed to find the hub nut setting, which is 350 to 500 Newton meters. Basically effing tight. So yes, that big bar there is going to come in very useful. I'm not sure what my torque wrench goes up to. Don't think it's anywhere near that, but we'll see, and see how tight I can get it. But obviously it's 350 Newton meters up to the net, and then up to the next split pin hole, which a new split pin does come with the kit, so we're all good to go. So yeah, this is going to be fun. So first things first, let's get this shaft back in and get the drive shaft bolted back up there and all nice and tight. Right, so bear with me, folks. And with the miracle of time, that's the drive shaft all in position now and bolted up, all nicely torqued up correctly. And there you can see the hub. Oh, let me just get up. Oh, I get too old for this. That's the hub back in position. I did manage to get some decent torque on that nut to pull it all through and get the hub pressed up nice and tight. But there's only so much I can do because the brakes didn't hold as well as I wanted them to. So it is a case of me now putting the wheel back on, getting it back on the floor, and I can get some decent torque on this nut, and then put the split pin in and wheel trim back on and just take it for a quick road test, I suppose, just to make sure I've not left anything loose and all that. Retorque everything up. So all in all, not a bad job indeed, considering it is the first time I've done one of these on one of these particular vehicles. It's gone rather well indeed. So right, let's get that back on there and get these out from underneath it, get it on its wheels and get it torqued up. And there we go, all back on her wheels. Yeah, all nicely torqued up. I ended up putting a house brick behind the wheel to get a little bit more torque on it without it rolling away. Yeah, all good. So I think we're up to around about 400 Newton meters on that hub nut, which is somewhere in the ballpark of what it should be. So that's that job done, and there she is in all her glory, the mighty yellow camper van thing. Yeah, that was good fun. I enjoyed that. So where are we next? Well, I've got some paint. No, it's not bodywork paint, it's actually interior paint. So if I quickly spin round now and show you that, what I intend to do with the mighty white. So I'm not sure if you can see through the windscreen there, but there is the beige is coming off the dashboard, and yeah, I wasn't sure what to do with it. I could get beige paint, I think. I'm not sure what I've actually bought. I'll actually open it up in a minute and have a look. But as you can see, the paint's coming off the dash, and I have noticed a little bit of a split appearing here. So that is something that I need to address on the mighty white. She's running fine, she's running great. You know, I hate messing with this car simply because it's got nostalgia, it's got its patina, but that does make it look untidy. So I think I've ordered matte black. Yeah, a little bit sacrilege as it is all beige in here, but I think black will go quite well, and I'm going to see how it looks. If I like the look of it, I'll obviously leave the bottom half beige, just because. But what I am tempted to do is do the tops of the door cards black, and these horrible different coloured door handles. I mean, they are supposed to be beige, but as you can see, they've all faded. And if I open the back door, this is something I found, is that when you open up the ashtrays, you will actually see that they're painted anyway. I mean, that's just British Leyland at its best, isn't it? You know, order a load of everything and oh, we need some different colour, sod it, we'll just paint them. So that that is British Leyland at its best. Not sure about the dashboard, but there you go. But I did paint one years and years and years ago, many moons ago, when I had one of these, and it had a similar dash in it, and but it didn't have the, obviously, the carpet on the door cards, because it was only a 1.7 HL, I believe, but it was an early one, and it looked awful. And then you could get brush on paint, but I'm not sure you can get it these days. But it was proper dashboard paint, and what I've ordered off eBay is the same. So there will be a video on me doing that. So obviously I need to degrease it and get all the polish or silicone bullshit that you usually put up on dashboards to make them look shiny. So I have gone for the matte black finish, simply just match the matte of everything else that is black in here. And I don't really want a shiny dashboard because it'll just reflect in the screen on a sunny day anyway. So I think a matte black dash top should go well, and obviously I can put something in this crack there to stop it going any further. And I think going forward, I think when the car's parked up for any length of time, I think I will put a screen shading just to stop any more sun damage, I think. But yeah, I was tempted to do this years and years and years ago when I first had the car, because I really don't like the shade of beige that it is, or mustard, or whatever it's supposed to be. It just doesn't look right as far as I'm concerned. And on, you know, OCD, I like things a little bit uniform. Obviously there's still my headlining to do, and there's also things like this as well. Those behind the seatbelt there are supposed to be beige, and they've now bleached and gone a horrible crappy grey white colour. They used to be beige, but they have faded. So things like that that needs doing to the mighty white. But I love her, she's brilliant. So that's me for this video. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that if you've liked the video. and the dogs are just wandering off. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. No, he's popped. That's Rubio there, popped to say hello. And yes, of course, Betsy too. So that's me for this one. Hope you've all enjoyed it. You take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you again soon. If not, Ricky will put up a video of trains or something, whatever. Right, take care everyone. See you all soon. Bye.